Yo, what is up? It is MLBTheShow.info and we're back with another roster updates predictions video. We have 3 diamond locks in this video, and if you want to test my track record, we are 5 for 5 on the season with diamond locks. Now make sure to stay to the end because I'm going to give you some crucial information on how not to lose stubs during roster updates, because I see that's a big problem for a lot of my following on TikTok. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Our first diamond lock of the video is going to be Bobby Witt Jr. At less than 3,000 stubs, he's a great buy right now. A diamond lock means that they're going to be a 3,000 quick sell or better, which makes it great value for you to jump in on him right now, since I believe he's at 2,700 stubs, meaning it's a 10% profit guaranteed on all your stubs. His projected overall for me would be an 85 or an 86. However, I do think it would be 80% an 85 overall and a 20% 86 overall. His stats in the recent roster update cycle give him a lot of reason to go to an 85 overall. In the last roster update cycle, he's batted a 383, a 413 on base percentage with a 667 slugging. He's had 4 home runs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple, which is absolutely insane. I do think he's a fraudulent player to begin with. His WAR is a 2.9, his OPS plus is a 113, but because he's played so well in the recent roster update cycle, you can throw all of that out the window and he's a diamond lock for our video. One of the things I've actually talked about in the past was badges mattering. And with Matt Olson, I realized badges don't matter at all. And this game is a little bit fraudulent with how they hand those out. They have no correlation to the stats on the page. So if we look at Matt Olson's recent batting, he's batted a 1,200 OPS since the last roster update cycle. He's been batting amazing all year with a 154 OPS plus. If we look at his price, it is a 3,100, but I do think it could drop a bit, and a good buy would actually be 3,000. You'd break even, but you do have a chance to make a little bit more profit if he goes to an 86 overall, which would be a 25% return on investment if he goes to an 86 overall. Anything more is a lot more. His stats are really deserving of it. 370 OPS on the season, 605 slugging, 975 OPS. It's an unbelievable buy at 3,100. You could lose 100 stubs, but you do have that potential to make a lot more. I think Matt Olson is going to be a great buy because of that. Cody Bellinger is our last diamond lock of the video, and I want to bring you back to something I might have said on my TikTok a lot, that Luis Arraez is a fraud even though he bats 400. The difference is he bats 400 with singles, and Cody Bellinger bats with a fucking third leg. That's how he does it, with a 1,144 OPS since July 1st. Absolutely insane, absolutely cracked numbers. He already has pretty good fielding stats. As you know, he was a Gold Glove winner. He was an MVP. Combine that with the fact he has a 144 OPS on the season and a 3.7 WAR. The game has not reflected it yet. He's definitely going to go to an 85 overall. With his price right now, it's sitting at 3,100. But what you can do is buy him at that same price as I told you with Matt Olson. You could risk losing 100 stubs, but I do see this card going to an 86 or an 87 overall. And I think he's one of the best buys out of everybody I'm going to talk about in this video, because a lot of people are expecting him to go to an 85 overall, but not a lot of people have the balls to think that he'll go to 86 or an 87. Now, I wouldn't suggest buying him for more than 3,200, 3,300 stubs, because I think it gets risky at that point. You're kind of gambling. But 3,100, 3,200, I think is a great buy for this card. All right, enough with the diamond locks. We're on to the regular players, and Michael Harris Jr. is going to be our regular player investment. He has diamond fielding, which makes this card a great investment. I love it when there's a lot of speed and there's a lot of defense on cards, because they need so little hitting to actually get upgraded. I see Michael Harris going to an 84 overall. His price right now is 1,700, so it is 200 above the quick sell value of an 84 overall, but he also has a small chance of going diamond, which that's why he's the only reason why I have him on this video. Since the last update, he's batted a 348, a 380 on base percentage, a 544 slugging, and everyone on the Braves has been mashing, so who knows if they're going to give him a diamond. Since Dodgers once had 8 diamonds on their team, the Braves might be well on their way to have another 8 on their team for the season. He has a 107 OPS plus, which isn't great. His OPS is a 787, which gives me reason he might get a lot more pop and a lot more contact to him. Michael Harris Jr. is a decent investment, and I'd keep an eye if his price lowers over the next few days. So Blake Snell is not one of those players that I'm going to talk about has great stats here, great stats there, is doing all this. I'm just going to keep it very blunt. The guy has a 2.61 ERA, has been dominant through the last 2 months, and he's been slowly getting upgraded, and I think he's been deserving a diamond, but they wanted to see a little bit of consistency from him. I know a lot of people who have been anti-Blake Snell train have been pointing out all the walks. He had 4 walks in his last game, 4 walks the game before, 5 the game before, 7 the game before, but his ERA has stayed pretty much the same at a 2.6. Blake Snell is an 84 overall at 1,700 stubs, and the only argument I can really make is that he's not giving up runs, so they're just going to throw him a bone and give him an 85 overall. I do think it's a little bit risky, but at 1,700 stubs, I think it's worth the loss of 200 stubs for the potential of it gaining 1,300. In this video, we have 2 no-risk investments, and Kyle Tucker is going to be the first one of the 2. Kyle Tucker has pretty good hitting stats, but I also looked at it, and he has really good defensive and decent amount of speed stats, which could carry over into an overall boost from an 87 to an 88. At 4,500 stubs, he's already a quick sell value, and there's no way he goes down in this update. If we look at his recent stats, he's batted a 276, a 368, a 603 slugging to bring it over to a total of 971 OPS. On the season, he has a 140 OPS plus. I think those are decent enough stats to potentially get a +1. And if you don't know where to put your stubs and you don't want to lose any stubs this update, Kyle Tucker's your man. Okay, I lied to you just now. The better of the 2 quick sell investments are Marcus Seaman at 3,000 stubs. He's a no-risk investment. On the season, he has an OPS plus of 123 and a WAR of 4.8. Even though WAR means nothing at the end of the day, his numbers are pretty high. Since the last roster update, he's batted a 322, a 394 on base percentage, a 610 slugging to bring it just over 1,000 OPS, and he has 5 home runs, which is absolutely insane. I do think he gets a power update. Since he doesn't have a lot of power on his card right now, there is that room for improvement that's notable, and I think he is the best no-risk investment of this roster update. Chas McCormick is on this list, and he has a lot of defensive stats, which is kind of one of the only reasons why I put him on here. But Chas McCormick has a 143 OPS plus. His price is at 1,500, so that means he's at the quick sell price of an 84 and needs to be an 84 overall to break even. I do think he'll be an 84 overall, and it's a low probability he goes to an 85. There's so many players here that are like 50-50 to an 84 to an 85, which makes it pretty unfortunate for this roster update. There's not a lot of great picks, but Chas McCormick has an 891 OPS, so he has really good hitting stats, and he has that chance of getting a +2. He's definitely going to get to +1 to break even, so I think he's a good pick nonetheless, and he could be a long-term hold for the next update. Dansby Swanson is literally Chas McCormick. Again, he's an 83 overall, definitely going to an 84 overall, might get to an 85 overall, can't say for certainty, but at least Dansby Swanson is 1,400 stubs, so I do think that there's a little bit of profit there. In his last 15 games of this roster update cycle, Dansby Swanson has had 7 home runs. Absolutely insane numbers, so he's definitely going to get a boost to that power. Kind of hard not to notice when you have that many home runs in a short period of time. In this period of time, he has a 1,100 OPS, and on the season, he has a 114 OPS plus. He has great defensive stats, much better than Chas McCormick's, so this does give him a lot more wiggle room to get to that 85 overall, in my opinion. But we'll see in this roster update. Our last pick before we get into that little advice part at the end of the video is going to be Ha-Sung Kim. If you remember from last update, he was going to get a massive defensive boost, and he got it. Now so much of his overall is in that defensive section. We now need to focus on his hitting section, and he's absolutely mashing the ball. Since last update, he has a 1,245 OPS. On the season, he has a 5.6 WAR. On the season, he has a 135 OPS. But the thing is his price worth it? He has a 1,200 sell now, so he's at an 83 overall quick sell value if you're going to pick up this card. But I do see him going to an 83 or an 84 overall, so it is a break even or profit situation if you invest in him at that price. I think he's a great buy. Now, before the video ends, I want to bring you to the roster quick sell sheet, and I want you to analyze this for a second. If you think a player is going up to that certain overall, you should not be buying a player at above that price. You know, they may get a price increase, but if you're not making an overall profit, there's no point in investing. There's a lot of players that I left off this roster update video just because they're not at a good price right now and you guys aren't going to profit. So I left you guys in this video players who I think will make you a profit still. So if we look at the screen recording on my phone, we're going to talk about Ha-Sung Kim. And Ha-Sung Kim is a projected 83 to 84 overall for me. So I'm going to go on the app, and how I'm going to place orders is I'm going to click on his card. I'm going to click on create buy and sell order. I'm going to create buy orders. There's no point in buying a card immediately. The point of investing is to get the best price at every single point. So since he's going for 1,226 stubs, I'm going to go to 1,227 stubs. And I can click on spam finalize order over and over. Personally, I don't invest in roster updates because I feel like it's disingenuous if I'm giving you guys players to invest in and I'm making profit on it too. So this is how you're supposed to invest. Do it on the app. It's much faster than the console. And this is the way to go, baby. Now, if you enjoyed the video, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.